Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. Second time. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Huh? Different breed to us law-abiding citizens? Is the spot there really that dirty? Come on. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. What? Okay. The accused had attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistic expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. Oh, he's a ballistic expert? Oh, maybe I could get some opinions from him then. It would seem there is little remaining room for doubt. Have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Sir, I can see your eyes. Do you mind to stop eyeing her? That's not... That's a bit creepy, sir. Well, no more. The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris? That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Jeannie's done something she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Oh, Iris, wow. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of a fruitless debate on the matter. Ooh. Here's to the truth coming out. Eventually. Oh wow. Okay, thanks for that toast, I guess. I shall drink some water while Ryu dots his way through this. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed the summation examination. Yes, Ryu. You have to prepare for this. Yes, my lord. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Once a rogue, always a rogue. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. There's a bit of a sweeping generalization, sir, but okay. Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Well... Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? Oh, Ryu, nice. Say it, tell him. I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces? The greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they are a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget that girl has already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through. Can't deny it. When you say that she'd shown she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly. Try to swipe that only a day earlier, huh? Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that yes, true, you were there at the time. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh right, maybe she could get some things from it. Oh yes, of course. She can shoot the gun to go and get the blood color from it. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. We still don't know what tune he plays though, do we? But I love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. McGilda's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Oh, can I examine it? I wonder. Do I have the disc? I think I have the disc, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, I forgot to... I completely forgot to examine this disc. Okay, I would like to examine... Well, I mean, I can't examine anything other than bloodstain. So, Iris, can you really spray some things on the blood? Oh, Runo, look! This is blood! Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. That is my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with that disc, Bruno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. Okay, oh. What color is it? Green. Wait. Are you serious? Wait, how? Huh? Okay, I have more questions now than answers. I mean, it answered one obvious question, but I have a lot more questions now. Oh, a lovely bright shade again. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Uh-oh. 4 samples of blood analyzed with a special chemical indicator. Different people's blood turn different colors. So, let me tell you guys why I'm so shocked for this. Obviously, we know who the blood belongs to, right? It belongs to Agate Benedict. But if that's the case, it means that he was inside the crime scene at the point of time that that shot was fired towards the calendar. But he was not there at the scene. And if one shot him, like Agate Benedict, there was another shot that killed Windy Bang, and there was one more shot that was shot towards Sholmes. So we are now missing one bullet and potentially one gun and also one person. What the heck is happening in this case? I have no idea. This is weird now. For McGilder, that's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Runo? Yes, or rather mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc. That's a question I love to know the answer to myself. Oh, okay. Let's see if this gets us anywhere at all. I mean, there's a way that I don't know. We have to see it now. As only 2 bullets so far at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. I'm surprised he said his name without laughing at it. Well, to be fair, I've gone through the phase of laughing at Eggs Benedict already. Now it's just finding out exactly why he's appearing in this thing now. Oh no. Is the number of bullets that has you convinced? Oh, wait. We talked about number of bullets. Oh. Only 2 bullets are fired and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlour maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although... Yes? Sometimes, after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose... Wow. If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. Oh, I guess I am on the right track then. Okay, let's do this. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? Oh, should I prove it now? I think I can prove it. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. I think I can prove it. Let's try. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. I think I should show this. I think. I hope I'm on the right track. Oh. Don't suppose this will pass at the 3rd bullet? It passes for a bullet as much as it passes for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm gonna take that as meaning not much. In no way does it resemble a bullet if that helps your understanding of my last remark. Counsel, at the very least I would expect the evidence you present to be of the correct form. Okay, fine. It's been a long day. Yes, it has been a long day. Let's actually try to find this third bullet before you attempt that again, Runo. Okay, sure. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I may have been jumping the gun for that, so let's continue pressing it first. So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this. So if you have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them? I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulking brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Fine. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. Sir, what? Are you still thinking about the operation? Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Let me guess, you're operator on Sholmes? Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. Oh my god. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you're operating on... What was the fella's name now? Herlich? No, Herlock? No, Herlock? Herlock Sholmes by any chance? Yes, good lord! It was that Herlock fellow, oh my god. Yeah, you're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? Oh no. Oh no. That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It's a fairly major op, I can tell you. Well, okay, I hope that you actually did it right. This is crazy. Yes, it is. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I can remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. What? Oh, okay. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. Oh, because the bullet went through. Isn't it? Wait, something doesn't make sense then. Okay, never mind. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. Yeah, it's on the calendar, right? The counsel for the defense is correct, as it is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulking brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem 3-dimensionally. Wow, Ryu. Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? What? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. Oh. What? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Uh-oh. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? Oh, this is going to be interesting. It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Well, it's okay, Ryu. We have to accept that these are the 6 people we are dealing with now. The mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's an expert where you need one? Mr. Sholmes' surgeon is on the jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous. I'm as surprised as anyone. But there's no question that Mr. Sholmes was shot. Well, that's what the police told me when they brought him in. How bad were his injuries, doctor? He was in a bad way. He'd lost a huge amount of blood, you know. And I suspect he was shot at quite close range too. Okay. Because his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. Burnt. As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound. Which is why I thought I'd better locate the lug and pop it out. And yet you say you found no bullet inside the patient. Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? Because it's in the wall of the pawnbrokers. But how did it get there? I need someone to solve this mystery before it drives me to insanity. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help. Even if he looked extremely untrustworthy, I know who you're talking about. Sir, relax. I will get to him soon. So we have a disappearing bullet on our hands. Huh. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. What do you mean you're in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I am a communications officer, stop. Oh. A communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and type it out to the entire world electronically. Is that efficient? Typing in Morse code? Okay. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cable under the sea, stop! Worldwide communication network, stop! Woman? That machine is going to break soon if you keep doing this. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe, stop! Yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves or the like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices. Oh. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. Excuse me, it's not guaranteed to be a guilty verdict, ma'am. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Yes, let's. Okay, hi, Villain Bolshevik. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. Yes, I need your expertise here. I thought you were just a tourist? Yes, sir. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. How many times are you gonna use that sentence? There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. Ryu. So, you're a ballistics expert? Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I have lived through many. how do you say? Extreme, violent bath of, no, blood of, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps? Oh. Those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Hey, Ryu, don't be rude. don't say that out, if not you're gonna lose your tongue next. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know, no mystery I cannot solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, only in Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English though, is he? No, still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Okay. Van Zix has managed to convince everyone. When you have eliminated the impossible, he said, but he hasn't. If we are going to fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Okay. Okay, I would like to pit... Not this. No, not this. Yeah, this one. Oh, no, oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to press that, you're supposed to be a pit. Whoops. Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go. I'll let it go back here. I'd like to pit your statement with yours. I'm a ballistics expert, right? So let's pit these two and see whether or not they can help each other. These two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Yes, good job, Ryu. Oh, a ballistics expert. Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the skulking brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. Oh, what's this tune? It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly! The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note: don't ask too many questions. Yes, Ryu. Now you have started a very long story mode. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Huh? Oh. Well, if it never hit you, why do you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. Oh, so a shrapnel, okay. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious. Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. Oh. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Precisely. What? Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Yes, fine. I understand what they're alluding to now, fine. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach, sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Oh, okay. A pouch. Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. Oh. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well... The fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may? Lord Van Zieks. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Oh! Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah! Thank goodness, I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Wow, thanks Van Zieks. Very well, while extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution present the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. Okay, let's have a look. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from the Skulking Brother's gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury, yes. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop. A delightful complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Okay, fine. Have a good rest, I guess. Thank you, young man. Duh. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. What? Fine. Due to his bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester this scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy. Oh. Wow, Iris is just gonna throw a lot of tantrums here. The pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting. One of the glass vials is smashed and there are scorch marks around it. Now, the summation examination. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, huh? Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, there's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around, somehow, I'm sure of it. Okay, let's take a look. I would like to... No, before that, can I look at the court record? Yes, I would like to look at this. Let's examine it. Holy crap, this is weird. Oh god. Oh wow, look at that though. It tore through things. Wait, there's a oh wait, is that what I think I'm looking at? Oh my god, guys, I found it. It's here. Ah! Okay, wait. Let me see if there's any way to let's examine the rest of the things first. Hang on. I knew it is there.
These glass vials are full of Hurley's homemade potions.
Homemade?
Yes, like fingerprint powder to show where people have touched things.
Oh, okay.
And scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object.
Oh, okay. That's amazing.
They're all very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They're all very flammable.
Oh. Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. Well, it's Sholmes, it's fine. We are used to it, it's okay. How about this? This vial is smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck.
As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in the vial, there would have been a really big explosion.
A big explosion? I'm surprised that the other two vials actually stayed intact.
Well, Hurley's potions and chemicals are amazingly useful for the investigation work he does. But they are also quite tricky to handle, safely at least. They are very dangerous.
Oh.
I'm sure that when this vial broke, the chemical inside would have ignited.
Oh. Note to self. Always walk on the right hand side of Sholmes in future. The left is the danger zone. What? Yes, very well mental note. Oh wow, you can even see from here, gosh. Okay, let me just look at the back first. Oh look, there's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look much like a bullet hole, but clearly something's ripped through the leather with great force.
Something must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind.
Yes, it looks that way. Mr. Sholmes and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? Ooh, and this thing. Oh wait, no, never mind. Okay. Is there a way to... like that? It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the thread is broken, look.
This must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
Oh, here we go. Aha. What the... Iris, look! Behind where the broken vial was, do you see it?
Ah, that's the Skulking Brothers bullet.
What a stroke of luck they hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Whitney Banks that night.
We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet.
It's time to press the juror again, I think. Okay, the 3rd bullet, a projectile we discovered lodged in Mr. Sholmes' pouch. It caused one of the files to explode, injuring Mr. Sholmes. Thank you. Can I examine the other things? Oh, what's this? This is where the 3rd bullet was lodged. Imagine what would have happened if it had pierced the leather. Yeah, that means that Sholmes would have been very badly injured. Thank goodness Mr. Sholmes is going to be alright. Okay, thank goodness. Alright, so... okay, I think we have seen all we can see for this. Let us go to... yep, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. I guess I have to press her to talk about the 3rd bullet, right? Yeah. Stolen crockery, dining with thieves. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. Yes, let's do it. Oh, it literally says the 3rd bullet. Oh wow, this look. Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Winterbank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. Oh, Mata. What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? I am not a magician, Venzix, please. Where do you find that bullet?
It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
What?
This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulking brothers that night?
Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch.
But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print.
Two guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence.
Yes, that of Mr. Windybank and that belonging to the Skulking brothers.
An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that was mean.
That's right.
We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment.
Oh, sexy. That's right though, every time. Order, order, order. While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination.
Wait, you're suspending it?
By Jupiter!
What?
Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once.
Oh, what is happening? Hi, hello, sweaty people.
Oh, hi Gregson. Witnesses.
Governor?
Were you listening to the proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination?
We was, Governor, we was.
Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing of nothing.
Is it one of yours?
God blimey, Gov. God blimey, not a chance.
In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? What? Never. The Skulking brothers work alone. It's just the 2 of us. That's our trademark.
You literally have been talking about the third brother for the entire trial and now you're telling me that there's just the 2 of you? Are you serious? How soon we forget poor Sulky? Oh, and also Gregson. I'm sorry, Gregson. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Lumi, there's an it scratcher.
Counsel for the defense.
Yes?
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The third bullet, and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came.
Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulking brothers. They had a secret accomplice, they had another gun, it's nothing to do with them.
They obviously had a secret accomplice because that's the only way to explain the third shot. Pretty much.
On that night, at Winniebank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present, someone carrying a gun.
Oh, he's pouring wine. I'm getting water for myself.
An accomplice, you say? Pig's wheel.
Pig's wheel, really? Okay.
These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has been not a murmur of a third man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists.
Ooh.
The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. The Skullkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding?
Well, counsel,
I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demand, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands.
I hope I'm ready.
So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference.
In that case, counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene?
I am going to guess it is this because of the blood stains, proving the fact that the bullet did hit someone else and as a result left blood stains there, right? So I'm going to try this. Hopefully I'm right. The evidence is right here in this portfolio.
By Jove, that portfolio again, is it?
Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. Okay. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? Oh wow, now we have which sample suggests that the third intruder was present? Obviously this, right? This one.
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar.
There's a blood stain, my lord.
A blood stain?
Green blood? Curious, even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective.
New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in stories, stop.
Oh, she also reads the stories? Okay, cool.
It's TCC. It doesn't have a name yet though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made out of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood.
Talk of bloody courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop. Oh, yes, ma'am, calm down.
As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winniebank.
Oh, a striking blue.
Yes, so you see, the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windybank was killed.
By golly.
Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then, whose blood is it? Well, the Skulking brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else, the third intruder in fact.
This is getting so exciting, oh my gosh. Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. Oh, whose identity? Okay, you can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Very posh.
Eggs Benedict.
A young English gentleman with an aloof and high-handed manner, he appeared at Windybank's pawnbrokery accusing Gina of stealing his redemption ticket.
Eggy.
The man's name is Egert Benedict.
Egert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel?
He paid a visit to Windybank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place.
Eggs Benedict, yes. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession.
That's right.
His name is adorable for sure, but I wonder what his actual name is.
The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egert Benedict,
there it is again,
then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force.
Yep, and then the entire thing happened.
Broker? Yes sir? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. No, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say,
fancy dance, ta-da!
Any music box discs too.
He's so posh, jeez.
Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windybank for a print showing the fellow. Oh. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbinses?
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windybank that morning.
Oh wow, perfect timing then. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice?
Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Sweating now, are we? Never seen a geezer before in me life? On me life, girl. On me life. Never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Sorry, my voice is a bit dry.
Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence. I agree, we must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel?
Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in the photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet.
Oh, I have it here, right? Yeah, this one. So,
Oh, should I present this or should I present the other one? I'm pretty sure it's this. Because, I mean, it even says here the smear of blood only turned green when analyzed, right? So, I'm pretty sure it's this because we can tie what the entire incident to him. I will present this. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windybanks. Which is when the aforementioned Agate Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. Oh. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Yep, and then this happened. Very well. Posh, ta-da! Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute, that disc. It's mine.
Yep, and then they started fighting over it. Ah! What? What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal? Yep, and then he bled because of the spikes on the disc. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a bloodstain, is it? My assistant and I have just analysed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty fogger gun.
Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say,
It's green.
it's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Agate Benedict, who was in Windybanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. Holy crap, the tune. So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now, they're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling in here. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Agate Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we could ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence. Oh. This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. Ooh, Van Zix, you may want to be careful with your words. Iris is here. Oh no! Oh no! And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land? Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So, the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world will turn the same color. True. It is very true. Ultimately, there's only so much color in the color spectrum. The chances of you landing on the same color again is pretty damn high, if I may say so. Well... Oh, here's my shoe! And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. True, actually Van Zix does make a very good point here. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know, I mean he's a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that. Aw man, Ryu. I knew you would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. about how he was temporarily suspending the Summation Examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief. What do you just say, young girl?
And in a Summation Examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it?
Oh.
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Oh wow. Oh, Iris.
Yes, she's right.
Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. She's 10, but she's freaking smart.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, will you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, she's great.
Iris Wilson,
Sharpshooter. Aw, Iris, you're good. You're really good. After the shrewd precis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Oh. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please. Oh my god. Oh, what? Oh! Oh my god! Nice, we are 4-2, holy crap. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
On what grounds?
If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone skilled.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zix, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue.
Hot. I'm sorry. Every time that happens, I have to say it once.
Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested a subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
What?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Agate Benedict, is quite clearly false.
Yes, unfortunately.
I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was dead that night. Could I say something?
Who was that, please? Who spoke?
Oh, it was me, my lord. Juror number 5?
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector? Me, ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown. Right, yes. This one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict? Yes? Yes! There's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No.
Good gracious!
Wait, what? Who? How? What?
Order, order, order. Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am a communications officer, stop! As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is, stop, also a communications officer, stop. He works in my office, stop.
No.
A very talented operator, in fact, stop. He should be in the communication station now, stop. Tapping away on the telegraph, stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. I suppose we all imagine the accomplice to be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Six, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson.
Yes, my lord.
I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
12:40. We've only had this trial for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Are you serious? Okay. Oh my goodness. To be continued.